Scott again. Have one testimonial from a guy that actually did some blueberries over this last year. When I first met with this guy, I told him about the minerals, and he was wanting to be an organic grower and had been using an organic practice for the most of his business. So we bought some and put it on some test plants. Well, I went back about 6 weeks after he had been using the product and asked him how things were going. I thought he would probably have about 2 to 3 applications done by then, but he was only able to do one. And then his blueberries came in, and he had to go and tend to his blueberry stand. So when I went up, because I buy my blueberries from this guy, I said, well, how many applications do you have? He said, well, I only did one, but I'm seeing some results. And I was like, okay, let's go check it out. So we walked out and looked at his blueberries, and you could see that he had a really bad problem with a fungus, lichen. And what that stuff does is it takes over and chokes the plant out by attaching to the bark of the bush and basically just choking them out that away. Well, after he had sprayed it, this had been, like I said, roughly 6 weeks, you could see where the lichen had actually fell off, and it released and fell off the bush because it left a stain there on the bark. So I was looking at it, I said, well, it looks like the lichen fell off. He said, yeah. He said, I can actually tell that the lichen has, released from the bush. That right there was a major improvement for him. So I asked him, I said, is there anything else that you noticed? He said, yeah, a couple of things. That normally when the blueberries drop off the bush, they'll start losing their leaves and tend to start going dormant. But the plant still had its leaves, and they were really bright and green. And, I could see them. I was like, yeah, definitely. I said, anything else? He said, now try the blueberries. So I tried some of them, and they were noticeably sweeter. I know, because I was eating some of his blueberries earlier that morning, waiting on him to come out. So I said, well, I'm going to take some of these blueberries, and I want to send them back and have a bricks test done on them. And he asked me, he said, well, what's that? And I said, it measures sugar content, so it's no big deal, don't worry. So I took the berries, put them in a paper sack, and then took the berries that I bought from him and put them in a paper bag and sent them off to Florida to have them tested. That's where the company's based out of. So they did a bricks test and took 5 berries and averaged them out, and the bricks test was 5.25 points higher than his normal berries. So the range from bricks for blueberries goes from 8 to like 20, and his berries that he normally grew were around a 15, and the berries that we were tested came in about a 21. So the berries that we treated were higher than the actual range on a brick scale just in general. So I told him about that. I called him up and said, hey, we had an increase of about 5.25 points on average, and the lowest berry we tested was higher than the actual range of blueberries on a bricks reading that was normally tested today. In fact, his berries came in at about a 15, and ours came in right around 21 point something. Anyhow, so he was really impressed with it and bought a 55-gallon drum, and he's going to be treating all his berries next year. And in fact, his berries are going to be so strong, he's going to be able to make blueberry wine, which should be pretty impressive. Looking forward to the outcome on that. Thanks.